We're back. We're doing another quarterback. Yesterday, it was Jack Hammer and I doing. Who were we doing yesterday? I already forgot.
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields from Ohio State. He was terrific. Today, we're going to look at Mac Jones from Alabama. We've been doing a series of quarterbacks against Alabama. Mac Jones plays for Alabama, so we have to switch it up a little bit and watch him against Georgia, which is another SEC powerhouse. I'm excited. I just watched this an hour ago. It's very interesting tape.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Georgia, probably gave him the toughest matchup of any of the teams that they faced in 2020, and really any team that he's faced since he took over towards the end of last season. So,
all right,
definitely a fun one to watch.
Dive right. And if you're watching, we're going to do a little something different at the end. We're going to take us about 45 minutes to go through the coach's film, and now after this, we will have completed 6 quarterbacks: Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Kyle Trask, and Kellen Mond. So we're going to rank them, and we're going to have different rankings. And at the end, we're going to pick which quarterback we think is the best fit, value, draft target for the 49ers, of the ones that we've watched. This one, we might go for about an hour and a half today. Let's get into it. Here we go. Boom. All right. Mac Jones against Georgia. Oh, wait, hold on. Slow motion. I always forget the slow motion. Okay. It's important. Here we go. Let's watch.
Yeah, they're going to go play action. He's going to he got a first-round defensive end coming after him.
It's a rough start to the game. Yep.
It is. And the ball gets up in the air, and they pick it off the 40.
Okay, so let's watch it from the end zone. Play action, turns his back, doesn't see this guy coming, doesn't really feel him. Seems like he's blindsided. Bad way to start the game.
Yeah. It's a great defensive play. He just doesn't see it. And this one kind of shows a little bit of what Alabama likes to do with him, too. They move him quite a bit around, which Absolutely. I like. I like the fact that he's not just a stationary target all the time with them.
Agree.
If you watch it from the All-22 one more time, when he starts to throw the ball, he's going to be trying to hit this deep post. They're looking for a shot played right off the bat.
Right.
And he's starting to throw the ball right now, and you look at the positioning of where that free safety is and everything, and he's going to be trying to throw that ball over him. That free safety is kind of getting flat-footed right about the time that he's starting to throw the ball.
Right there.
Yep.
Yeah, they had a chance.
They would have had a chance on that one.
And again, this shows you what the play caller thinks Mac Jones' strength is right off the bat. We'll go deep. This is what he does. He really pushes the ball down the field with confidence and anticipation.
Yeah, you can see that when you watch their film from 2019, the difference between when they had Tua, when Sarkisian had Tua at the beginning of the year to when he got hurt. And then as soon as Jones took over, you see a change in the offense with the way they attack.
Yes. So it's very interesting to see what a play caller calls right off the bat. It's a little aggressive. Maybe you want to give them a little layup or get the offensive line into the game. Usually the offensive line likes a run play at the beginning. Anyway, intercepted. You're in a hole. I think they're going to win, though. Let's see what happens. I think they're going to find a way.
Yeah. He throws an interception, so they come right back next drive here.
Okay.
Just going to do a little run up the middle for a couple yards.
Okay.
This is a nice little play design, little outside screen, but it's I like the deception of the play.
Me too.
The way that they're running. It's just an easy throw, but they make it look like it's going outside to try to get some over pursue. They throw it to the underneath guy, and it's a nice little play.
Excellent play, yeah.
Easy throw for the quarterback.
It's the kind of things you can do when you have Najee Harris drawing attention. Oh, you're throwing it to Jalen Waddle, who's also a first-round pick. Yep.
He picks up 16, I think, on that one.
Yeah.
That's all wide receiver right there.
Absolutely. All right. Play action.
And what I like about it is just how quickly he gets the ball from the top of his drop out of his hand. It's almost instantaneous, and you see it over and over and over with him.
He's decisive.
Yeah, he knows right now. He's reading the safety. He knows he's got him, and he lets it go.
The safety. Yeah, see, to me, the corner blitzes, this is a matchup you want. It's some safety against your, I don't know who this wide receiver is, but yeah, good decision, good matchup, lets it fly. Let's see it from the end zone. Because what I basically nitpick with Mac Jones is his pockets. That's all I. And it's not his fault. Let's see the space he has. He takes a shot. He did have a little space to step into it. I think this is just a fabulous throw. I love this throw.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's got the guy coming in. He's right in, he's getting it right in his face as he delivers the ball.
Yep. And it's, Mac Jones does it sometimes. Jimmy Garoppolo does it a lot when they throw deep. It kind of floats to the inside. This one doesn't. It's just a perfect throw.
Yeah, it's nice. It's to the outside, hits him right on the outside shoulder.
Yes.
Over the top. He throws a really nice deep ball. He gets a lot of air on that ball when he throws the deep ball. And that's really what it takes. If you're going to throw the deep, anything deep, you really got to get that ball up in the air to give your receiver time to make a play on the ball. And that's what he does here.
Yeah, when I watch him, I see a young Jimmy Garoppolo in the good sense, like the guy before the ACL injury, but he actually has a better deep ball than Jimmy. No question.
Yeah, he does.
He does. I'm not saying he's a stronger arm than Jimmy, but like you said, he has a better sense of putting air under it, trajectory, timing, anticipation, all of it.
Right. It's more of a Russell Wilson type of ball. You're not going to say he's as good as Russell Wilson on the deep ball, but that's why Russell Wilson's so good with it. He gets so much air underneath it to give his guys time to get underneath the ball.
Right, and a lesser quarterback who's kind of known for that as well, Nick Foles.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Nice throw, beautiful throw. Good job, Mac Jones. I really was down on Mac Jones because my mind tells me for the same reason I was down on Tua. He plays with 10 first-round picks, yada, yada, yada. The more I watched the tape, the more actually I was impressed with Mac.
Yeah, and I was right there with you. I wasn't really super excited to get into it. I know that I kind of joked with you at times on Twitter about him being the perfect, quarterback for Shanahan, but I hadn't really watched him very much. That was mostly just kind of joking around and what I've seen people talk about on Twitter and stuff. So when I turned on the film and I started watching this is the first game I watched. I was like, well, this is good. And I decided to start watching a bunch of other stuff to make sure what I was seeing was real.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's keep going. He just handed the ball off.
Yeah,
got the ball here.
Got a couple of run plays here.
Okay. A little swing to the left. Oh, it gets knocked down.
Yeah, Aljari knocks it down. He's going to be a first rounder. He's a very good defensive,
right there. Yep.
Player. Yep.
Absolutely. So many NFL players in this game. Future NFL players.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hand off to Najee. Guy's good.
And this is a little crosser.
Yeah. To Devontae Smith, who is just a phenomenal player.
Yep. It's really, I think that was a 3rd and 10 situation right there. And really what that is, that's really a screen. Yeah, it's 3rd and 10 on this one. And this is really it's really nothing other than just a little screen. You watch the receivers, they're all looking for blocking, and they're bringing him around. Even who's got a guy on him is kind of blocking the whole time he's running the route.
Right.
We see that. Right. We see this a lot. We saw like we talked about last week. You see the 49ers used to run this before, and they still probably do a little bit.
Absolutely.
Nothing there from Jones as far as anything other than having to put the ball on the receiver.
Right. Yep. Pretty easy to see how Mac Jones would fit in the Niners offense.
Yeah.
I mean, again, a lot of the stuff he looks from his size, about 6'2", 220, about the same size as Jimmy Garoppolo. The footwork, the release, very similar. And I think the mobility that Jimmy used to have. It probably means he's a better quarterback than Jimmy.
Sorry,
I still think the Patriots are going to get this kid. Is it glitching on you a little bit? That's okay.
I think you're right.
Yep. I have a feeling this is going to be the Bill Belichick's guy if the Niners don't get him first. We'll see. Let's roll through these run plays. Okay. Another one. Okay. You with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. He just
this is a nice. Yeah, he just this one actually goes through Waddle's hands.
Ah,
When
fair
you watch it
enough.
from the end zone, it's a little high. It's not a perfect ball, but he's got to get it over that underneath defender, so it's going to be.
Yeah, you're right.
And he goes right through him.
Yep. The other thing, though, it's a hell of a pocket.
Yes, he's got a good amount of time here.
Yeah. Nice throw. Very aggressive thrower.
Yeah, he definitely wants to get down the field as much as possible.
Yeah. And when a guy like this comes off the bench in his junior year and starts throwing the ball down the field, it almost makes me think like, what has he been hearing in the quarterback meeting rooms with Tua? Like, are they Tua? We want you to throw the ball. Tua, throw it early. Tua, cut it loose. And when Mac Jones finally gets on the field, it's like, okay, I can do what you're asking Tua to do. I'm going to do that. And that's how I'm going to keep this job. I don't know.
Yeah. No, you're right. There's definitely a part to that. That's one of the good parts about being the backup as you're coming up and that's why you want these guys to sit for a year a lot of times is they can get that stuff under their belts.
Right. Exactly.
This one right here is probably his worst play of the game. And just watch his feet. He has to step up in the pocket here and he kind of gets caught up in his feet and just falls off to the side as he throws it.
Yeah, I think this is, I mean, if you like Mac Jones, this is the stuff you got to talk about. How does he do when there's bodies all around him? Because he doesn't face it as often as other quarterbacks. He does face it, and he's going to have to face it more in the NFL. What does he do? This is a little bit like, to me, that's an NFL pocket. You shouldn't be abandoning that. That's a good enough pocket. You should be sticking right there. Tom Brady would be standing right there.
Right, and the stepping up it's just the fact that he loses his footing
Correct.
as he steps up.
Maybe
he should have been.
He kind of trips. You're right.
Yeah, he needs to do a better job of climbing the pocket and throwing the ball.
He trips.
Yeah,
you're right.
Kind of trips over his own feet.
You're right. Okay, let's move on here. This is maybe I don't know what this is. Second and 10.
Well, this is going to be 1st and 10, and they're going to run. This is that little BYU kind of crossers type of play, and they have a wheel on it. He's reading the wheel, and he comes back down.
Right. Check it down to your Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah. They're trying to get the wheel first, and he comes off of it. You can see him reading it. Boom, boom.
Good decision.
Yeah, what I like here is just how quickly he goes from the first read to the second read, and the ball comes out of his hand.
He's a more decisive quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, it is easier to be decisive when your guys are open and you're at Alabama. I hate to keep harping on that, but it's just I really like Mac Jones, but it's like the one thing you have to reckon with when you're scouting any Alabama quarterback.
Yeah. No, you're right. You have to.
Yeah.
Well, and that's really with any of these guys that we're looking at these, because we hear a lot about he's at Alabama, but when you look at the top guys that we've talked about, Jones is at Alabama, Trask with Florida, Fields with Ohio State, even Wilson at BYU with the teams that they played and the competition that they faced. They have good supporting cast for the level of competition they're playing against.
They do. They certainly do. Okay. So you see him rolling out.
Play action. He takes the shot here.
Yeah.
This is a really nice ball. He just missed. I like the aggressiveness here. I really, when you look at it though, it was 1st and 10, I believe. I would have rather have seen him go to the flat. The flat's wide open. But he's an aggressive player. And when you watch when he sets his feet and he's looking downfield, he's got some pressure. But this guy, the post is going to be open. He just doesn't get it up the field enough.
Yeah.
He needed to lead that. That ball should have been closer to, downfield a little bit more towards the 10-yard line. It just comes up a little short.
Yeah, for a guy who's an aggressive downfield thrower with touch and anticipation, he doesn't have the strongest arm.
No, it's not a strong arm at all. He's got it's a middle of the road arm.
Correct. Middle of the road. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, and where he makes up for it with his anticipation. That's really where it comes.
Yes.
From.
Agree. All right.
Little run play for 5. So they got 3rd and 5 here.
Yes.
They're gonna run a slant. And it's dropped.
Okay.
Just boom, boom, in and out of his hand quick.
Yeah, really good throw.
Yes.
The kind of throw he would have to make all the time on the Niners.
Yeah, this is one of their bread and butter type of plays.
And what's nice about a mid-sized 6'2" quarterback like this with mid-sized arms is he's got the quick stroke. You can throw this easily, no problem. As a guy like Carson Wentz, it might take him a while to like get the levers unlocked and make the whole throw. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just there's a little bit more movement because he's got a bigger.
He's a bigger person. Yeah, exactly. Your frame. Yep.
All right. So now we're on to the second quarter. This is a really nice one. It's going to be play action. They're going to run a dig from the top of the screen.
Okay.
This reminds you a lot of what you see Jimmy Garoppolo do with the 49ers. They're going to run.
Oh yeah.
They run the first guy is clearing out, and the second guy comes under, and he throws this ball well before the. Watch when he's throwing. The ball's coming out of his hand now. The guy's just barely starting to break. That's just great anticipation and throwing.
Right. And so look when he starts.
Yeah, and he's got a blitzer, unblocked man coming right at him. If he doesn't deliver the ball when he does, he's not going to get this ball off. Yeah,
that's a fabulous play. Love it. So yeah, in a macro sense, you can hold Mac Jones's supporting cast against him in a sense, but watch this one play. There's pressure. He doesn't flinch. He throws in anticipation. He has that little Jimmy spin that Jimmy used to have when he was 26 before he got hurt. That's a hell of a throw. I swear the Patriots are going to draft this guy in the first round. When do the Patriots pick? 14? That's when it's going to happen.
That would make sense.
That would make sense. It's going to happen. Yep. Unless the Niners take him at 12, who knows?
This one's going to be a little play action. They're going to move him out of the pocket again. Or move him just a little bit.
Just a little.
Yeah. But I like, again, this is just when he's throwing the ball on this route, the guy's well covered. It looks like he's going to be covered, and the guy's just at the top of his route. He hasn't even turned around yet, and the throwing motion's already starting.
Okay. Also, he looks right first, comes back to his left, and throws it. Now, I just want to be the devil's advocate here on this entire Mac Jones thing, because I do like Mac Jones, and I'm going to rank him higher than I think I expected to. But at the end of this could be an interception if not for Devontae Smith coming back aggressively and making a great catch. Now, if you're the quarterback of Alabama, you absolutely should trust Devontae Smith every single play. But I've seen Nick Mullins kind of throw this pass to a wide receiver who doesn't come back as aggressively and gets picked. So it's like partially anticipation, but partially trusting a great receiver. Is that fair to say?
You could say that. I think it's really he's throwing if that ball gets intercepted and it's because of the receiver, that's you go into the coaching room and that's on the receiver, because he's throwing the ball right now when you want him to throw as a coach.
Agreed.
Coaching your quarterback. So, if
it's also a hell of a catch, though.
It is. No, it definitely is.
Okay.
My only comeback on that is that's a ball that Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk should be catching and making this catch repeatedly if they're in that situation.
I agree. And the thing about Devontae Smith is he makes this catch repeatedly, and you need to give him opportunities to do this all game, and Mac Jones does, and probably in ways that even Tua didn't.
Yeah, I think so.
And I really like Mac Jones. Like, the thing about him, he does have excellent receivers. He knows what to do with them. I'm gonna put it that way, and that's what I like about Trask too. You got to give these guys opportunities.
Yeah, you do. And this do. Yeah, and on this route, when you watch this play, this is a very similar to what the 49ers do with Waddle, where they run that deep curl quite a bit. But on this one, I think he goes back to their side because he's got the linebacker kind of sitting underneath, and so he doesn't want to pull the string on it. If you look at it, and so that's why he pulls and goes back to the other side. So he's really going from his right all the way out to his left.
I mean, when do we see Jimmy Garoppolo look right, make a quick decision, get back to the left, and make this throw? I don't think we see it.
Not very often.
Maybe if he had Devontae Smith, he'd feel more comfortable doing that, or maybe not. I don't know. Devontae Smith is really empowering for a quarterback. I got to say, this guy is special.
Yeah, he's very good.
Very good. Mm-hmm. The Niners, if he's there at 12, even the Niners don't even need a wide receiver. They should definitely think about getting him because he might be a Hall of Famer, a future. He's terrific. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he is. He's very good.
He really is.
This one, he shows a little bit of movement in the pocket. He's able to escape and just. Tries to throw it over the top of this guy. He's going to have a completion. Good play by the defensive player.
Yes. To see some mobility. I
When
would
he
say
starts,
he is the least mobile of the quarterbacks we've watched so far.
yeah, you're right. He
But he
definitely
moves.
is.
I mean, look at him. He moves well. This is good. He moves
Yes.
well enough.
Yeah. No, he's
Josh Rosen doesn't move any better than this.
well. I don't know. I'd say Kyle Trask might be a little bit less mobile as far as movement in the pocket and
Okay.
escaping. But
Okay.
you're right though. He's not. He's one of the lower end.
He's a pocket quarterback.
Yes. This one's a nice. He reads this one off the bat. He sees that this is going to be open before the ball's even snapped because the slot guy's uncovered, catches the ball, and it's a nice read.
Beautiful. How to throw this?
It's an easy pre-snap read.
Yeah, Heisman. It's you get the Heisman winner against air. I like that. I'm taking the Heisman winner. Good job, Mac. Do it.
Yeah,
I like that. He's a terrific. He executes this offense terrifically, and it's not just a bunch of checkdowns. I like him. I think he's the best quarterback they've had in a long time. I think he's better than Tua, better than Jalen Hurts. I don't really remember what the offense looked like with AJ McCarron, but I don't remember him putting up numbers like this. Maybe he didn't have receivers like this either. That's fair.
Yeah. As far as Tua, and definitely he's definitely better than him. Hurts, I would say probably as well, since Tua was better than Hurts.
I mean, what's the point of recruiting all these amazing wide receivers if you have these quarterbacks who want to run around? At least Mac Jones gets the ball to Devontae Smith.
Yeah,
You know,
takes advantage of their athleticism.
Yeah. I like that. Okay.
And this is a bad play. They get pressure on him quick, and he's not able to get outside of the pocket. They call intentional grounding on this.
Oh, interesting.
It's kind of it's
he
kind of an
interesting. Get it to the receiver.
No, he didn't quite get it to his receiver, but he's got a tight end right there that he's throwing the ball over as well. So it's kind of in between.
Yeah, that's kind of a nitpicky call. Oh well.
He would have been better off if he had just thrown the ball at the feet of 87.
Yes.
If he just basically thrown it at his feet right there, he's not going to get it. But that's tough because you got the defender right in front of you. He's got to get it over him.
Yeah.
So
it's a coaching point.
Yep. So that knocks them back. So they're at 2nd and 22 now.
Yep.
A little screen out here to
Waddle.
Jeez,
what an athlete.
Makes a couple guys miss. I think he can 5.
Yeah. 3rd and 22. No. Whatever.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 3rd and 20. They only gained 2 on that little screen, so they're gonna move him out again here. They're gonna move him to the right.
Yes. Subtle reset.
Yep, and he's trying to hit the curl. It's completed for a gain of 10.
Yeah.
They actually get a holding call on this. That's you see at the top of the route, the receiver's getting held as he's throwing the ball.
Is it Devontae Smith coming back making the catch? Yes. I love how aggressive he is for a 6'1", 175-pound guy over the middle coming back. He really attacks the ball. I know we're not scouting him, but I really like this guy.
Yeah, nice. He's very good.
Yes.
He's a good ball player.
Yeah. God, he's any quarterback's best friend. Every reason to trust him. All right. So now we're okay. First down because of the automatic first down.
Yeah. Then they're going to have a couple of running plays here.
Sure. Okay.
And here's the little crosser, the little BYU crosser, I call it. And he tackles the tight end. He's got the tight end wide open. One of his worst throws as far as accuracy. Throws it behind him and trips him up.
Yeah, look at his feet. He doesn't actually get all the way around, and then he tries to overcorrect with his upper body.
Yep.
Interesting.
He kind of resets, but just not far enough.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. It's his second read, and he doesn't quite get around.
Yeah, he's having to twist.
Yeah.
Ball goes where your feet go.
Exactly. As Jimmy Garoppolo has shown us.
Yeah.
Okay. Hand off to Najee.
Yeah, couple of running plays here.
Okay.
It leaves them with 3rd and 3. And it's well covered. He tries to step up, and there's just nowhere for him to go, and he gets sacked. The only thing on this one, I would have liked to have seen him maybe realize it's covered and pop that out to the running back, because if he gets it out there, he's going to be able to gain some yardage.
Yeah. He doesn't have time to get it. Well, he's double covered anyway, but Yeah, the running back's pretty open if he had time.
Yeah,
He's looking left, pump fakes, doesn't get there.
Yeah, one of the things that I like with Wilson though is when the pressure comes, he's stepping up into the pocket, so he's not a guy that's going to try to step out behind it. He's always stepping up, and that's really where you want your quarterback to go. Is you want him to start working up into the pocket because usually that's going to open up.
Sure. I'm just going to say on this, what I said earlier is I feel like he's a little too like that's an NFL pocket. I like that you're stepping up, but don't step up to run. Like step up to reset. I know it's the spaces are getting confined. And this is what concerns me about a quarterback who's just so used to big spaces. It's not his fault. But when you finally get in a constricted space, are you going to do this? And it's just a couple of times. I'm not holding it against him, but it's something that I think that's going to be the transition for him. Just how often he's in this position in the NFL.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you, like on this one specifically, where he's looking, his first eye's not open, and he starts to move almost like he doesn't really read past that first read on this one. So definitely not okay. That's why.
Find the running back, yeah. And again, it's not. I'm saying like, well, I'm crushing him for this. It's like it's a symptom of playing behind a great offensive line. It's like, wow, this feels different. Something is different about this. He's going to get used to it in the NFL, or he won't. But that's what I mean. I think he could. I'm not going to write him off for that.
Yeah, no, he will, and especially in watching some of watch him from Auburn in 2019. You see very similar where he's facing a lot more pressure.
There you go. Okay, play action.
He's going to go deep to the right side.
Now, nice catch.
This is it's a great catch by Waddle. The ball comes out early, and between the quarterback and he's throwing the ball right now. That's really what I like on this one. And but you would have liked to have seen this ball get out in front of him a little bit more.
I think what we're seeing with Jones is he does it, as you said, he has a middle of the road arm. Yeah. And so he can't really fire this one down 60 yards. So what he does is throws it a little early, and he doesn't overthrow him and lets his premium receiver gives him a chance. I don't have a problem with it. Jimmy Garoppolo overthrows this one by 10 yards.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. It's not the greatest throw, but it's a completion.
Yeah, no, it's not a great throw at all. The only part that I made when I wrote on it was just the anticipation of when he's throwing the ball, because that ball's coming out now as soon as he hits his back foot.
Yeah, nice pocket. Needs a little more juice on that throw.
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna run a little crosser here.
Yeah. Again, from the end zone. How does he react? Is he really under pressure? Come on, Mac. You're not under pressure, Mac. Set your feet. This is my only nitpick with Mac. I really do like Mac, but that's not pressure, Mac. This is not NFL pressure. Set your feet. Don't make him reach down. It's a fine throw, though. I'm nitpicking. It's a fine throw.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
It's a fine throw. Okay.
Yeah, they'll run. They're going to stuff the run for loss of yard.
All right.
On this one, they're going to have really good coverage down the field. There's just nothing open right now on this route.
He's talking. Sorry. He starts pointing. I love this guy, man. Hey, man. That's what I would do. Great catch by Devontae Smith. God, this 87's a huge dude. That guy falls. All right, no. Go over here. No, come back. Boom. He's a very confident, poised quarterback.
Yeah, he does. He does a really good job of just kind of directing traffic and stepping up and throwing the ball when he needs to.
Boom. I love that little slide to the left. Nice quick throw. Beautiful. I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Really nice. All right, next one. I was on third and 8. Nice play.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Little run play for 3.
Yep.
This is going to be a little scissors route where they got a post with a wheel behind it, and he does a really good job of putting this one on him.
Yeah. Again, notice when he throws it.
Yep. Ball's coming out right now.
It's great. It's terrific.
it's a terrific receiver. He's getting the ball out early to him, allowing him to make a play.
God, if Jimmy Garoppolo if Nick Mullins could have this pocket, my goodness, you gotta love Alabama. Nick Saban really knows what he's doing.
Yeah, part of the pocket too is him getting the ball out so quick.
No question,
because it's just hitting the back and go.
And that's, to me, I think one of Kyle Shanahan's biggest pet peeves with Jimmy is the decisiveness. Remember in training camp, Robert Saleh came out and said he's getting more decisive, and Kyle Shanahan was like, "Yeah, we'll see." I mean, he's been playing Robert Saleh's defense a lot. Let's see how he does against other defenses. Then week 1, it was like, yeah, I guess Kyle's right.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Kyle is so blunt honest. It's so funny. You're supposed to lie, Kyle. It's your quarterback. No, I can't.
I just
I'm sorry. 16 seconds left.
Yeah, this is going to be a little. They're going to do that little scissors route again. It's at the top of the screen this time, though. Well covered. He does this is a really nice throw to the outside.
He is taking out from this angle while he takes the hit. It's really nice. Wow. When I want to write off Mac Jones, he's just a product of the offensive line. He can't take it. He can't make a throw with bodies around him. Thing is this. I'm like, okay, Mac. Okay, Mac.
Yeah, the ball placement on that one is really good.
A1. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. And I don't think they have any. I think they're running out of timeouts here because they're right at the end of the half.
Yes.
So that puts them on the 47.
Yes.
This is a really nice one right here, too. They bring some pressure on him. He's got to move. This time he kind of steps out and around. Rolling out to his right. He's got a guy wide open, but he's throwing this off balance, and he's able to get it to him. Not a great throw, but it is a really good throw. What he considers he's running to his right and throwing it to his left.
Ooh. Yeah. Again, he's not the most physically gifted dude. I mean, probably Zach Wilson could put a little bit more on this throw, but hey, he did it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a completion. He's happy.
Zach Wilson's definitely going to put more on it because he's got a stronger arm.
Yeah, he's a better athlete. But this kid's a better. I'm not going to say it. All right, let's go. I'm not going to say it. We'll get there later.
Yeah, and then they ground it and they get a field goal at the end. So a nice 2-minute drive right there.
Okay.
Second half, we're going to go play action. This is 49er special to Debo.
Oh yeah. God, I love Devontae Smith.
He's well covered. Yeah, he's well covered. He gets it out in front of him, and Smith's able to make the play.
Nice, quick, perfect throw. Nice catch.
Yep. Nice hands.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's really willing to go over the middle for a guy who looks like he's Deshaun Jackson's little brother.
Yeah.
He's a tough guy.
Uh-huh.
I like him.
I really don't like on this one. I really don't like him in the pocket. This looks like Jimmy Garoppolo or the pocket on this one. And part of it's because he gets to the top right here, and you see it just kind of gets lazy. Yeah, he kind of loses his footwork on that one. Because when he gets to the top here,
now he's on his heels. Stay on your toes. Yeah, I mean the tight end's open. There are people. Let's see what he does. Well, he's got the dig.
He's got pressure. If he just had kept himself in a good throwing position, he could have drilled this the dig. It's wide open.
Yeah. He made throws like that with a guy in his face earlier in the game.
Yeah,
it's just a bad rep for him.
It is, and it all comes down to his footwork. He wasn't in position to really deliver the ball when he needed to. So by the time he has to reset, by the time he gets himself set to where he's going to throw it, the pressure's too close to him, and then he's got to move.
Yeah, look at that. This is not really a throwing position.
Yeah, he's straight up and down.
Good eye. All right. Second and 10. A little RPO or whatever you want, a little screen.
A little screen, and it's Smith so darn fast once he gets it. He's at another level.
I love this guy. I love this guy.
That's similar to I think they scored a touchdown against Notre Dame on this play.
Yeah.
In the semifinal game.
I mean, he can go down the field. He's good after the catch. He's good over the middle. Whew.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to compare him to Jerry Rice. I'm just saying, what a complete player.
He's
It's just
Exceptional.
really good. Way better than Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs. I don't care. Okay, here we go.
This one he's trying to hit the guy right around the 45. It's incomplete. They get a hold at the top of the route.
Sure. So he's trying to go where? Here?
No, he's trying to go right in the middle of the field there.
Oh, okay. He's just waiting for it. Let's see it from the end. Let's see.
He's looking deep. It's covered.
Yep.
He comes off of it to the middle. The second guy, and he's
Yeah, I'd like to see him set his feet a little bit better than this on the reset.
Yep.
That's it.
They get a break with the hold.
Yes. Yeah. He tried to get that front foot back around, but okay, they got the hold.
Yeah.
They go back to the run here.
Yeah, a little run.
Yes. Second. Okay.
Second and 6, and they're going to run their crossers with the wheel from the running back.
Right. 22's open. Great read. No hesitation. Perfect throw.
Yeah, sticks it in between the two defenders.
I really like this. And you could say a lot of quarterback, I just don't. Would Jalen Hurts hit this throw at Alabama? I don't know. He might run. Would Tua hit this throw? I don't know. He might be a little late with this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on the film when you watch Tua, he's usually late on this.
He throws this now. I mean, yeah, he's pretty open. It's a nice throw. So maybe Tua would have hit it. Maybe Hurts would have hit it. Who knows?
It's good ball placement. He sticks it on him. That's what I like about it.
Oh, right on the running back. Yep. Nice catch by the running back, too. Hands. They're going to be a first-round pick as well. How many first-round picks are on this team, including Mac Jones?
There's going to be a pretty good amount. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see him roll. Nice little play fake, little pump fake to the tight end. Boom. Get the guy to jump. That's Joe Montana right there. Oh, man. Is that Ed Too Tall Jones?
This is it, right?
Okay. Handoff.
Yeah, and then 3rd and 5, you're going to get a sack.
Oh,
yeah, they get him low and high.
SEC is no joke. Oh,
and this one he gets hung up on his read to the left side too long. I don't know if that backside post is really open with the way the corner and the safety sitting there.
It's like double covered, yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of
give it a shot, but it's double covered pretty much. It's bracketed.
Yeah,
I mean, right now you're looking at like probably not.
Yeah,
probably not. Maybe it's Devontae Smith. Give it a shot, but okay.
Yep.
So now they're down. They're actually still losing this game. Amazing.
Yeah, they're down 4.
Watch this.
Short run.
Oh yeah, it's the next play. Okay, beautiful. Watch this. This is Kurt Warner stuff right here. This is like Greatest Show on Turf stuff right here.
Yeah, and what I like about this one is when the ball comes out, you kind of watch. You're reading the safety on this one.
Yes.
The safety's telling you where you're going with the ball because of what they're doing with their routes. They got the dig and the safety. As soon as the safety comes up, he's got the ball going deep.
You got two guys converging on Devontae Smith because it's Devontae Smith, and then Jalen Waddle is even faster. What a freaking throw!
Yeah, and this one's similar to what we were talking about yesterday. When you're talking about the one play for Justin Fields where he threw it out to the left, and you're saying maybe go to the right because he could have thrown it deep and inside, and that's exactly what you see here.
Exactly.
What I just like the anticipation of the throw, of seeing that safety flatten out and that ball come out right over the top of him.
Oh yeah, it's the perfect decision. Oh man, it's really good. I think he gets blasted too. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he steps into it. Oh, nice, Mac. He doesn't even get hit that hard.
No, they hold up. They hold up on him.
Now the ball does float a little bit to the inside. He doesn't have the premium arm strength. Still, really nice.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it on that one because there's nobody in the middle of the field. He's not throwing that ball if the safety's there. If the safety's deep, he's hitting the dig. So that's why it's not that big of a deal, at least as far as I'm concerned.
It's a A+ throw. Love it. Waddle's a good player too. Did he tear his ACL? What did he do?
I think he had hurt his knee at one point, so he missed a lot of time during
Okay.
the last part of the season.
God, juice. Whew. Okay, now they're winning. Good stuff, Georgia. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Play action. Roll.
Oh. Doesn't like it. Okay. Waits for the tight end underneath. All right. It's fine. It's a good decision to me.
Yeah, you're looking to try your shot play is you got two guys deep, and you got the running back on the wheel. The guy just kind of,
it's a good read.
Yeah, the linebacker does a good job. Take that underneath throw, get a first down. Nice play by the tight end. That tight end's pretty good too.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. I bet he's a 7-star recruit from wherever. No, but I like Mac Jones, man. The more you watch him, you're like, I can't really hold this stuff against. He's really good.
Yeah.
He's good. All right.
Little flea flicker here. He's underthrown though.
Yeah, I can't step into that one. Underthrown for sure. Does he catch it? He catches it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's able to get
Devontae Smith. The way he comes back on the ball is so good. So good. Exactly how you coach it, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Nice.
He just attacks the ball.
Oh, just attacks it. Yep. Love this guy. Right. Hand off to the best running back in the nation. Yep. My wife knew about Najee Harris before me. My wife was working at a middle school in Pittsburgh, California, which is right next to Antioch. And Pittsburgh High beat Antioch when Najee Harris was there. And they had like a parade through town. And my wife was like, have you heard of this running back at Antioch? I was like, no. Like, apparently he's going to Alabama. Like, oh, well, good to know. So she was on the Najee Harris train first.
This play right here kind of reminds me of a play that the 49ers ran. I think it was against the Rams in 2017, if you remember. Yeah. And they ran where they brought him in motion, and then they kind of play action, and they had him go back out.
Yeah, this is cool.
They get the ball out a little too early.
Yeah, I'm sure. Who is the offensive coordinator at Alabama? It's not Sarkisian anymore, is it?
It was
Steve this year.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure he watches a lot of Shanahan. Who wouldn't? Really nice.
Yeah, would have just I think you need to let him get out. They have that safety sees it early.
Yeah.
But that's the concept of what they're kind of going after. It was kind of funny to me. It's just like, I think I've seen this one before.
Yeah. Funny how many people steal the Niners concepts.
Yeah. Good ball.
Yeah, that's just a penalty. Yeah, that's just a mugging. Watch.
DB just runs him out of bounds.
I like how decisive Mac Jones is. He hits his back foot, the ball comes out. That's the main difference between him and Jimmy Garoppolo. Also with the deep ball, I would say.
Yeah. No, I that's what I think.
That being said, though, if you're a pocket quarterback at Alabama with these guys and you don't let it rip, you're getting benched. I'm sorry. I'm sure the guy behind you will be willing to do it too. But he does it. He does it. He does it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, they're gonna right now. Now they've got the
lead.
Now they've got a big lead. So we're just going to see a ton of running.
I'm going to fast forward through it. If you want to watch Najee Harris, just look at this highlight. He's good. That's my wife. All right, here we go.
Yeah, he's going to go deep to the left side. They get a holding call here, right there.
Oh yeah,
that's what. Otherwise, this is a completion. It's
almost a completion anyway.
Yeah.
Waddle. God, what a player. I could see why some people might even prefer Waddle to Smith, even though they'd be wrong. This guy's great.
Yeah, he's going to be he definitely should be a first round receiver.
Yeah. Nice throw. Okay. Hand off.
Yeah, he can just run it through. They've got a bunch of them until they get down to the inside the red zone.
All right.
Yep. This is really his last throw of the game.
Okay.
And he's going to be throwing the corner
beautiful
route in there. It's just great ball placement. Yeah, just a hell of a catch on the back end. Good ball placement as well. So,
What does this remind you of? I know it reminds me of what we were watching
don't,
yesterday with Ohio State. Now they were a little closer in,
yeah, they
but
were.
this was something Fields missed with Olave.
Yeah, the difference is when the ball's coming out. The ball's coming
That's
out while he's not even in the end zone yet.
Yeah.
You know, he's starting to his throwing motion is starting when the receiver's about the 3 or 4 yard line.
That's fabulous. Should we roll through the rest, or is that it?
That's it. Because after that, there's no. He just throws a little wide receiver screen to start the next drive, and then they run the clock out.
All right. Well, that was really cool. That was very interesting. So why don't we get right into it? Now we've done recap. We've done Mac Jones, Kellen Mond, Zach Wilson, Kyle Trask, Justin Fields, Trey Lance. So why don't we rank them, how we would put them on our draft board? I'm sure our rankings are going to be 100% different. And then at the end, we'll say which quarterback we think is the best fit / value for the 49ers. What do you say? Okay. Yeah. And again, people who are watching this, it's mid-February. We reserve the right to change our rankings. This is just for fun in mid-February. All right, here we go. And again, we're saying 6 through 1. We're not counting Trevor Lawrence. You know what I mean?
I got you. I got you.
We're not counting Trevor Lawrence. So the number 1 quarterback on the Niners draft board, it'll be Lawrence, but he's out of the picture. So forget him. That's how we're doing it. So number 6, who do you have at number 6?
I've got Mond at number 6.
Ooh.
He's going to be a good mid-round pick. I just with him, and I think with him, for me, the main thing is he's just so limited to the middle of the field. That's why I'm putting him at 6.
Okay. This is going to be a great segment because we're really going to disagree on these things. I'm going to put Trey Lance at number 6. And let's do one more thing. If we can, try to do a comparison for the player. If you can. If not, it's okay. I'm going to put Trey Lance number 6. I think he's a fabulous runner. I think he's the best runner of the quarterbacks in this class. And I think he has tools that a good coach could develop into a starting quarterback, but it's going to take years. And it's going to take an excellent coach, and it's going to take an excellent team. So in that sense, I'm putting him in day 3, and I'm comparing him to Taysom Hill, who may eventually become a quality starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, but the jury's out on that one. I think he's a toolsy, fantastic athlete who may stick at quarterback and become a Taysom Hill type, or just may move to tight end and become Logan Thomas. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say Taysom Hill.
Yeah, I could see that because that's really what he is. He's a running quarterback at this moment. Doesn't really see the ball field and doesn't really throw it very well. So, I can see why you'd put him above Mond. I like Mond. I just don't.
These are personal preferences. I'm not really going to argue that much. I think that's fair. But I'm putting Lance number 6. I think the fact that he played in 1AA football, completed 200 throws, attempted 300 throws. He's green. He is really, really green. So even if you like his tools, I think he's a multi-year project, which means not a first-round pick, probably not even a second-round pick, but he will be one, and that scares me. So, yes. Okay. Anything else you want to say about Mond or Lance?
No.
And this one, okay. Let's move on to number 5. The number 5 quarterback on your board.
So for me, number 5 is Lance. That's where I put him. I slot him in there just because of the size and the tools. I think he's got. There's some things that you can work with right there. If I'm drafting Lance though to play quarterback, I'm not doing that until round 2 or 3.
Yes.
At best.
Yes.
I just like his tools better than Mond's. His footwork is better. What I don't like in him is I don't think he sees the field very well at all. It's going to take a lot of work to get him up to speed.
Right. Okay. I'm going to put, this is number 5. I'm going to put Justin Fields at number 5. We watched him yesterday, and I really like how athletic he is. He's big. He's strong. He's fast. He's got a really strong arm. I just feel like he's less than the sum of his parts. Like he never really accomplished much at Ohio State. Didn't win anything. I can't help but think like a guy like Mac Jones on Ohio State would get more out of a wide receiver like Chris Olave than Justin Fields did. And I kept seeing Justin Fields pass up or not see open wide receivers so he could run the ball. And I'm going to compare him to Jalen Hurts, even though I think he might be a little bit more accurate than Jalen Hurts. He's not Cam Newton. Cam Newton's a better player than Justin Fields was in college. Cam Newton won the national championship at Auburn. I mean, he would have won it at Ohio State too. This kid at Ohio State, he's a hell of a runner, very strong arm, but I think he's a better runner than a thrower. And I actually think Ohio State would have had more success if their quarterback had been Mac Jones than Justin Fields. So I'm going to say Justin Fields, number 5.
Yep, I can see that.
Okay, let's move on to number 4 on the 49ers draft board.
For me, at number 4, I've got Zach Wilson at 4. He's got a good arm. I can see him being able to run what Shanahan is looking to do. So that's where I put him. Plus, he's got good. His whole thing is his athleticism. It's going to take him a little while, I think, to get up to speed as well. So that's where I slot him in, would be at 4.
I have him there at 4 as well. I think Wilson and Fields are extremely similar. I think they're both excellent athletes who are runners first deep down. They have strong arms. Fields is a little bit stronger. I think Wilson can throw off more platforms. Maybe has a little bit more creativity with his passing, but they both pass up open receivers to run. I think again, if you put Mac Jones at BYU, they would have been fabulous. I think Zach Wilson would have done real well at Ohio State, just like Justin Fields. I think they're very similar, but I'm going to give the edge to Zach Wilson. I think he's a better thrower. I think he's more accurate than Justin Fields.
Okay. Yeah, I disagree on that one, but
that's fair.
For me, I kind of see what you're saying as far as the way that you rank. With my rankings, the way that I look is, okay, can this guy play in this guy's offense, and how good is he going to be? So that's part of how that's where we're going here too.
Okay. Number 3.
For me at number 3, I'm going to go with my 2 and 3 guys. I bounced back and forth so much, and I still haven't really completely settled on them. But I'm going to go with Kyle Trask at number 3. Mm. And the reason I'm going there is because, I think he's a better passer than the other guy that I have. He doesn't have he just doesn't have the mobility.
Yeah.
He's mobile. He's more mobile than people want to give him credit for. His arm isn't quite as strong, and his feet aren't quite as quick. So that's why I slotted him at 3.
Okay. I'm going to put Mac Jones at number 3. A couple of months ago, I would have thought I would have had Mac Jones at number 7, number 6, but he's not particularly mobile. He doesn't have a very strong arm. I compare him to Jimmy Garoppolo, but a young Jimmy before the ACL injury. He's aggressive throwing the ball, intermediate. He's got a much better deep ball than Jimmy ever had. Maybe he doesn't have quite the zip young Jimmy had, but they're very similar. I think he's going to end up being a first-round pick. I think the Patriots are going to draft him and say, we don't need Jimmy Garoppolo anymore. We got Jimmy Garoppolo 2.0. They're similar enough, and maybe this kid's even better. He's limited. He doesn't make a bunch of wow plays physically, but I think we watch the film. I mean, he sees the field better than Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Trey Lance. There's no question. So I think he would be a very good fit for the 49ers. Now, the few things with him that troubled me was how he would bail a little early on in good NFL pockets. On the Niners, I'm not sure that he would do any better than Jimmy or Nick Mullins behind this particular offensive line. He could succeed on the Niners, but again, they would still have to, in my opinion, also improve the offensive line. But that's pretty much for any quarterback. Okay. Offensive line's important.
It is.
It really kind of is. All right, number 2 quarterback on your board.
For me, at number 2, I've got Justin Fields at number 2. Mm-hmm. I think he's got the arm strength. He's got the mobility. Like you can see him making throws that you're going to see, asked of him to make in a Kyle Shanahan offense. The only thing that worries me with him is that he's a little inconsistent as far as his accuracy goes, and he's a little late on his throws. So that's why I've got him at 2.
I have Kyle Trask at 2. I think Kyle Trask has a great internal clock, a great feel for playing with bodies around him. I think his size is a major plus. He's huge. I think he has the anticipation that Mac Jones has. I have fewer questions with him than I do with Jones. It's just in terms of how they play with bodies around him, because I think that's key in the NFL. Other than that, I think they're very similar. Just the main difference is how freaking big Kyle Trask is. I like that about him. To me, he is a a big Eli Manning, like a big overgrown Eli Manning. Maybe he's not Peyton. Maybe he's not Ben Roethlisberger, but I do think he has a lot of Eli in him. And I think there's something to be said for that. I always thought Eli was kind of underrated. I don't know. So I'm going with Eli Trask, Kyle Manning at number 2. All right, number 1. I don't know if you figured out who my number 1 is and thrown up in your mouth yet, but who's your number 1?
I haven't written them down, but for me, Mac Jones is the best quarterback in this draft. Just with everything that I watched, for me,
aside from Trevor Lawrence, remember we're not even going there.
Correct.
The guys,
yeah, we're not touching him because we know he's going first. But for the guys that we've reviewed, I've got Mac Jones number 1, and the reason for that is, I've watched so much film on him in the last week since we started kind of talking about him coming up, and you watch him play against Auburn in 2019, and that's really even better than what we saw today. And I think that was his second start. And the reason I say it's better is because you see him go through a lot of. He's getting hit a lot more. He's having to move around a lot more. So a lot of those things that we were talking about today, where you see him with clean pockets, he doesn't have clean pockets as much in that game, and he's getting banged around. You see some athleticism out of him where he's able to step up through the pocket and gain good yardage, first downs on a couple of runs. You see him making back shoulder throws. You see him throwing, just the anticipation on his throws over and over and over again. So that's why I think he could step in with the 49ers and be their starting quarterback really early on in 2021.
Well, I don't disagree with anything you said. I really like Mac Jones a lot. And the way I see it is if Tua was what was he, 6th pick in the draft? Something like that?
Yeah. Right.
Mac Jones is a better player than Tua. Now, I don't think Tua ultimately should have been the 6th pick in the draft. And if Mac Jones goes top 5, that'd be a little rich for me, but he may. I mean, apparently people are saying he's like been going mocked 4 to the Falcons. Oh, wow. Okay. I have him at number 3, Trask at number 2. I'm going to say Kellen Mond is my favorite quarterback in this draft other than Trevor Lawrence. And let me say why. His film isn't as fun to watch as the others, but he really doesn't have playmakers on his team. What I like about him is that he really is mobile, and he's a 4-year starter in the SEC. And the comparison I have for him is Dak Prescott. When I first watched him, I was thinking Colin Kaepernick, but I'm going to say Dak. And what the thing with Dak was, he was very good. He was a 3-year starter in the SEC. No one considered him one of the best players in the draft coming out. And when he finally played, he was great right away. I think he completed 80% of his passes in preseason. He might have won 13 games as a rookie. What people saw from him was, he's experienced. He's a good athlete. He's athletically, he fits in the NFL. He's played a long time in the SEC, so he's ready for the speed of the game. And he's never played with playmakers like Dallas gave him. All of a sudden, he's got Des Bryant, Jason Witten, all these guys, Ezekiel Elliott, and it's like, wow, this is a lot easier than playing at Texas A&M, or where was he? Mississippi State, where it was him against the world. I think there's a lot of that with Mon too, and I think you saw it at the Senior Bowl. All of a sudden, he's on the field, and you're like, yeah, he looks like the biggest, most athletic dude out there, and he's playing with the receivers Kyle Trask had at SEC, and he's like, he looks a lot better. Now, he was limited over the middle at Texas A&M. How much is that him, and how much is that the rinky-dink RPO Jimbo Fisher offense that he's supposed to execute when his number 1 receiver is someone Wanamaker, the tight end? I don't know. I think that he's going to be one of these mid-round picks who surprises people like Dak Prescott did. So I'm going to go with Kellen Mond at number 1, even over Kyle Trask, because I think if you had put Mond at Florida, Mond would have been the starter, not Trask. Remember, Trask was a backup until his junior year into it. Mond was a starter as a rookie. If you put Mond at Alabama, I think he would have been the starter. If you put Mond at Ohio State, Justin Fields has a lot of hype. I don't know about that. But I really feel like Mond at these other schools would have given these other guys a run for their money, probably started over him and put up monster numbers throwing to Jalen Waddle, Kyle Pitts. I could be wrong, and I'm trying to see into alternate universes where Kellen Mond went to different schools. But that's my reasoning. Why? And I think it's cool that you put him last and I put him first after watching all the same film. That's how difficult it is to scout these guys. I respect everything Jack says, and I think I see things pretty much the same, and our rankings couldn't have been any more different. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and I can see what you're saying. All the stuff that you're saying with Mond is correct, and it's especially when you talk about the talent around him, and that because that's part of why he had so much struggles in the film that we watched him play against Alabama, because
Right.
uh,
He's overmatched. The whole
yeah,
team. Yeah.
because if you watch him play against Florida and some of these other games that he played, and he's much better, but he is limited to the middle of the field. But when you think about the way that you phrase this, you're talking about the 49ers now. The 49ers really work the middle of the field a lot.
Yes.
That's regardless of who the quarterback is, they do run a lot there. They don't go to the outside very often. Some of that's because of the quarterbacks that they've had to work with. But I could see him coming in and being successful under Kyle Shanahan, and Shanahan being able to scheme up things that he's going to be successful on. Think about it this way. Could Mon come in and run the 49ers offense that we've seen them run with Jimmy Garoppolo? Absolutely.
Absolutely. And think about it. He goes from playing with whoever the hell he's playing with at Texas A&M to George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and this run game. I mean, I think he would all of a sudden be like, wow, this is easier than college in a sense. Like, these guys do the work for me.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So let's now transition to who we think the best fit value is at quarterback for the 49ers.
Sure. The best, shoot, I think you might have already hit it on it. Mon would be a really good fit for him at value, especially if they're able to get him in round 3 or 4 because of everything that they could do before they get to that pick.
Right.
I would say outside of him, I'm going to say Trask, because I think they can get Trask in the second round, so they can use that early round pick, maybe even trade back, whatever they decide to do, but not use that first round pick on a quarterback. I think would help them out overall.
Okay. I agree. I wouldn't take the quarterback in round 1, but I also wouldn't take wide receivers in round 1 all the time. And I think I would basically make an exception for Devontae Smith. So as someone who is now a Mac Jones enthusiast, and I'm almost there too, let me just ask you, do you think if he's there at 12 and the Niners have a decision to make, would you take him? Would you trade down? What would you do?
If Devontae Smith was there at 12?
No, if Mac Jones were there at 12.
Yeah, if Mac Jones was there at 12, I would take him.
Okay. Fair enough. You like him. He's a good quarterback. Take him. And look, I'm not as into Mac Jones as you are, but the Niners have shown the kind of success they can have with Jimmy Garoppolo. He's like a cheaper, better, younger Jimmy Garoppolo. All you got to do is help the offensive line a little bit, and I can definitely see the Niners having success with Mac Jones. Him, Trask, Mond, I think all three of them could do very well on the 49ers. I mean, maybe even Wilson Fields and Lance as well. It's as long as they can patch together that offensive line a little bit, it's kind of the ideal situation for a quarterback. So be interesting to see what the Niners get. Maybe a little stick with Josh Rosen, and he'll be the first Jewish guy since Sandy Koufax. I don't know.
Yeah, you made a really good comment. With regards to these quarterbacks, with the Nick Saban connection to the Patriots, there's definitely a lot of connection between Belichick and Saban. They coach together and work together quite a bit, and I think that plays a lot of the way into the reason why Miami took Tua last year.
No question.
Saban guy, Belichick guy. And so that's part of why if you're looking at the 49ers at 12, you don't want to trade back because you got the Patriots sitting right behind them. So that's why you'd have to take, if you want to get Jones and that's your guy, you've got to take him there. You can't trade back unless you go to maybe 13, but then you're even running the risk.
And again, Mond, the appeal there is like the appeal with Dak Prescott in 2016. If you like him, you can maybe get him on day 3. Perhaps, maybe late day 2. So, but you really got to have some conviction and feel like you can create something that you're not seeing on film. Because again, his highlights aren't that exciting. He doesn't have playmakers. They're just not. He executes. He has upside, but it's a fairly blah highlight reel. It's the way it is. It's Texas A&M. So
yeah.
Jack, this was a lot of fun. Thank you. So we did an hour. That was great.
Yeah, we got some questions. I don't know if you wanted to.
Do we? I haven't actually been looking at the comment. All right, hold on. Let's get the questions in.
Or if there was
Nathan Eagle said Desmond Ridder over whatever his name is. He's not entering this year, so we haven't looked at him. We'll look at him next year. Let the guy go back to school. 49ers First Take says, I feel if the Niners go quarterback round 2-3, then I feel. Oh wait, hold on. Let me try to read. Reading is hard. I feel if the Niners go quarterback round 2-3, then I'd trade back at 12 and pick up multiple picks. Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, because you can see that that can happen because they did it last year where they were. I think they were at where were they last year? Weren't they at 12 and they traded back last year as well, or 13?
They were at 13 and went to 14. Yes.
Yeah, so that they can. There's a possibility that they could trade back a little bit, and then pick up another second rounder that they can use to even jump back up at the end of the first round. If one of these quarterbacks was sitting there, let's say Jones falls to the end of the first round, they could always pick him up there too.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yes, I like that too. I'm like all in with my shoot the moon draft strategy of trading Bosa to the Jets. I don't know if the Jets would go for that, but I would go for it. Real quick, do you think Robert Saleh would go for that, or is Nick Bosa's injury history, would that scare off teams the way it's scaring off me?
No, I think Bosa. I think that he'd be interested. I think the number 2 pick is going to be a little too rich for them, coming off of the injuries. Maybe
Yeah.
if you're looking.
What about Miami number 3? I mean, they drafted his dad. Come on, give me that pick.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'd just call, but I see what you're saying. I mean, look at Buckner. He was the 7th pick in the draft. He had 3 great years, and the best the Niners could get was the 13th pick. It's kind of like driving a car, right? They lose a little bit of value when you take them off the lot.
Yeah, I think that's true. But it's just with Bosa, the knee injury and his history. And I think with the Jets, they're really going to want to hold on to 2. If they're going to make a move, it's going to be with, I think it's the 22nd pick.
Yeah, that's not enough for Bosa.
Yeah, no.
Well, I'll call Saleh and see what I can arrange. See if we can make this happen.
There you go.
Jack, what's on the? Are we done with quarterbacks now? What do we want to do next? Are we going to move to NFL quarterbacks? What's the plan?
Well, we had talked a little bit about doing some free agent stuff. There's a lot of talk around Sam Darnold to the Niners, and so that'd be one thing to look at with some Darnold film. Because if you're looking at Darnold film, you really want to go back to see what he did in 2019. I think because he had a better team around him in 2019 than he did in 2020 and in 2018. So we might want to take a look at Sam Darnold against Pittsburgh and compare him to Jimmy Garoppolo in 2019 against Pittsburgh. That might be a fun one to do.
And I think eventually we should start looking at these offensive tackles in the NFL draft. Sewell, Slater. I think people would like to see that as well, because I think there's a big section of the Niners fan base that says,
yes,
the next quarterback is going to be set up for failure. Hold on. Do you guys think Mac Jones could surprise people the way Herbert did last year? I don't think there's that much. There's really nothing in common between Justin Herbert and Mac Jones. Justin Herbert is a toolsy big guy who went to a bad school. Mac Jones isn't the most toolsy guy. He's a refined quarterback who went to a good school. I think they're different. I think if there's going to be the Justin Herbert, like, oh my God, we didn't see it, it's Mond. Because Herbert was the Senior Bowl MVP the way Mond was. Herbert was a little bit underrated. I'm not saying Mond's going to be as good as Justin Herbert, because Herbert's a stud. But no, I think Mac Jones is kind of on a different spectrum, a different style. Do you see any similarities between them?
Well, I don't see any similarities between the two players as to their styles. I think with his question though, I think that I think that Jones could surprise people, because I think people are so down on him because they're not really looking very closely at what he does.
Fair. Right, because last year everyone thought it was like it's Burrow and Tua. That's it. And it was like all of a sudden this guy fell to 3rd, and actually he's the best. Maybe Jones could be the guy who falls to 3rd and outperforms Lawrence and whoever goes number 2, Fields, Wilson. I wouldn't be surprised if Jones has a better career than Zach Wilson. Even though Zach Wilson's a better athlete, that doesn't mean he's a better quarterback. Doesn't.
No, and you're correct. And when you watch him, we just talked about it with these guys. You got to go back and watch what he in 2019, what he was doing. I know he's playing up in some of those games but go back and watch him play against, say, Hawaii in that Hawaii Bowl. That's the one I keep going back to, because that's a pretty even level of competition for him. That's not that's
Hawaii.
That's not like them playing against Utah or USC or whatever. And you see him with a lot of bodies around him, and he just looks shell-shocked.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, whenever we bring up on Twitter 2019 Zach Wilson, there's like 10 people from Provo, Utah. It's like, oh, you can't say that. He was coming off a shoulder surgery in 2019, and then he went to Tom House and totally remade everything. It was like, okay, so you're telling me he's a one-year 2020 wonder? That's what the whole thing is based on 2020, when he faced a bunch of nobodies in Coastal Carolina who gave him trouble. Zach Wilson scares me. I compared him to Johnny Manziel. I don't think he has substance abuse issues like Johnny Manziel allegedly did, but he's as rich or richer than Johnny Manziel was. He has the same exact playing style as Johnny Manziel. I saw Johnny Manziel in person. He beat the Niners in Cleveland and looked like a good athlete, but maybe Zach Wilson will have some moments. I think they're quite similar.
Yeah, I don't, when it comes to Wilson, the fans get so excited about Wilson because they just see all these spectacular plays and they see all that kind of stuff, and they're not seeing the little things that he's missing. You know, he just racks up yards with short throws and really designed plays. Every once in a while, he's making a nice throw down the field, but a lot of times it's I'm going to sit back here. I'm going to I watch him throw the ball. He looks like a lot of times he's throwing those deep balls. It looks like he's throwing a javelin.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
he's getting so much of his body into it before he throws that ball down the field. When you watch,
Yeah, he gets like an 8. He gets like the whole running start. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yes,
yeah.
It's like he's throwing a javelin. Agreed.
Yep, and that's not even a negative when you say that, because javelin, there's a lot of similarities, believe it or not, between throwing a javelin and throwing a football. So that's not meant to really slam him, but just it's more pointing out the running start that he's getting on his throws.
Yeah, I mean, I rank Zach Wilson over Justin Fields, but I keep going back. I feel like they're so close to me. Fields has a stronger arm, no question. Wilson might have a little bit more, like more arm slots. Hard to say. They're pretty similar.
Yeah, he does. Wilson throws it from all different angles more than you see Fields. Fields is more of he almost always throws it from the same kind of position,
which kind of makes him look like a little bit more like Cam Newton. That boom, that power stroke.
Yeah. No, I definitely like Fields over Wilson. He's definitely
that's fair. I could see that. I mean, if they're both athletes, Fields is a better athlete.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, Jack. We'll be back next week breaking down Sam Darnold, maybe a little offensive alignment too.
Sounds good.
All right. See you guys.